Hello, our Serenity family members. How are you doing? Like, for real, how are you doing? And I'm asking this question because we care about you completely. My name is Faith Martins. You already know now. I'm your G. I'm your guy. But today we're going to be having a very important conversation. So maybe you might not just be seeing my teeth. See it now and that's it. Today we're being joined by a renowned journalist, someone who has left a huge footprint here in Imo State, and not just in Imo State, in Nigeria as a whole. We're being joined by no other. Drum rolls, please. No, so quiet is in the studio.
Thank you.
You're welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Such an honor to have you, honestly. How have you been?
We're trying.
Okay.
It has not been easy, but we survive.
Amazing. Let me even ask this question. You've actually been on the controversial part of things lately. How have you been doing on that part?
You know, when they refuse to do the right thing, and when you tell them to do the right thing, you're always the controversial one.
Person.
Yeah, but I love being controversial.
Amazing.
I love it.
You have to be controversial to get things done properly.
Of course.
Exactly. So today we're going to be discussing on a controversial topic, something that some people get to talk about loudly. Other people get to talk about it hush hush. And I want for us to unravel it because you are a traditional man and there is no other person to discuss this topic with than someone who is traditionally inclined. We're going to talk about the Osu Caste system.
Okay.
A system that has, been there since time immemorial. And funny enough, one would think now that we've evolved as individuals, Christianity has come to take place, we've grown civilized and all of that, we are going to cast out this system. But that is not the case. And I say it's not the case because I've seen two people who I know who were told they can't get married because this person is an Osu and the other one is a Diala. So in case you're wondering what Osu means, and maybe you're not Igbo, probably, we're going to understand what Osu means today. We're going to have a better understanding of how it started. So let us, turn towards you because I'm not really traditionally inclined. Hence the reason why you're here.
Thank you.
Help us to decipher this Osu system, this caste system where people are being separated. This one is supposed to be seen as the chaff, while the other one is seen as the seed. So let's talk about that.
All right. Thank you very much. Osu Caste system is a discriminatory system in the old Igbo society. In those days, in the days of our forefathers, there are people who are dedicated to the gods of the land. Okay. They take care of the gods. They, clear bushes around the shrine. They present sacrifices to the gods on behalf of the people that brought them. Now, we call it religious dedication. Now, there are people who are not members of that community. And probably in those days, there is need to have a messenger kind of. Okay. There is need to have a caretaker. There is need to have, let me say, a gatekeeper. Somebody who takes care of the shrine, like a security man. Okay. So the community will go out to look for people who will come there and stay near the shrine. They don't live with the other people, the rest of the people in the villages. They live near the shrine. They have their hut there. In fact, the community provides everything, visually everything for them. So they don't need to start coming out to start looking for what to buy or what to eat. The community provides everything for them. Their job is very simple. Stay here. Take care of our God. If there is sacrifices to be made, we prepare it, we give it to you. If the sacrifice is to come by 7 p.m., make sure it is delivered by 7 p.m. We cannot come from our house, from the inside the village to come into this bush and sacrifice to the God. So you stay here and do the rest. We call it religious dedication. That was in the days of our forefathers. And the people who are dedicated to the gods are called Osu. They are called Osu. In fact, we have Mwadiala and Osu. So it is the one diala that goes out to bring somebody to dedicate. Initially, that person is not an Osu. Wherever they brought the person from, that person is not an Osu.
Okay.
That person might be an Onwa diala. That is bona fide son of the soil.
Okay.
That is what Onwa diala means. So, but when an Onwa diala goes out to bring somebody, to ask him to stay here, take care of our gods, take care of our shrine. If there are bushes around, clear them. Make sure that this shrine is always neat and that nothing goes in, nothing comes out. Make sure that our gods are safe. They are called Osu.
Okay.
Now, like I said, the community provides for them whatever is their need. The community gives them all the land within that shrine belongs to them. They are free to marry, and whoever they marries becomes an Osu instantly. Their hereditary becomes Osu instantly. You know? Now, that one we call it religious dedication. There is this one we call a refuge. That's people who run into shrine to be protected. They instantly become Osu.
So maybe they are chasing them, and
that is when during those days we have communal wars.
Yeah.
Communal conflicts. We have serious problem. You know, maybe boundary, land issue, or family problem, or somebody is chasing you, or somebody is threatening to kill you. Once you run into that shrine, you are protected. Nobody enters the shrine to kill you. You know, typical of when you are beating a child and the child runs to an elder, you don't beat that child again. So that is just the example. So people who run away from their village, people who have been, even if you are a member of that community and there is a war in that community and you run into that shrine, instantly you are no longer Nwadiala. You are an Osu. Because you ran there for protection. Okay. You ran there for refuge. You ran there so that you will not be killed. So you have sacrificed your death to becoming an Osu. So we call it refuge. People who run to the shrine for refuge. Automatically, once you go to the shrine or you run into the shrine to be protected, you are an Osu. What's
the difference between Osu and Ohu?
Okay, an Ohu is somebody that is bought with money. Okay. You don't buy Osu with money. You buy an Ohu with money. An Ohu is like a servant in your household, not in the forest, not in the bush. Okay? An Ohu is somebody you go to a village and you like, when you watch this Spartacus of a thing, you see those gladiators. Yeah. That is just an example of Ohu. Okay. You buy them, you use them the way you want. Whatever you want them to do, they do it. They are called Ohu. You bought them. They are under you. They are your slave. They are your slave. They do your bidding. Your bidding as a human being, not the bidding of the gods. Those who do the bidding of gods are called Osu. And those who do the bidding of their masters are called Ohu. Because they are bought with money. And an Ohu can be set free. Okay. Yes, an Ohu can be set free by the master. Maybe at a particular length of years, after serving the master can now say, okay, you have served me well. I will now probably give you a land near my house, marry a wife for you, and settle you. Yeah. In that same community, you are still an Ohu. You are not a bona fide member of that community, except you leave that community to another community. People doesn't know your status, your social status. But if it is in that same community, that your master lets you go, settles you, and of course people know that you are bought with money. Yeah. And even if people don't know that you are bought with money, one or two persons from this family that bought you will know. And even if the father later died, your hereditary, your sons, your daughters, your generations, yes, they will be referred to as Ohu. They might not know that they are Ohu. They may be thinking that they are bona fide members of the community, but people know who you are. In every of your community, people know who you are. That is why it is important for you to ask questions. Yeah, where did I come from? Where is my root? It's very, very important, you know. So apart from the refuge of a thing, somebody can become an Osu by punishment. Somebody who committed abomination. Somebody who committed incest. Somebody who slept with somebody's wife. Somebody who killed somebody. And somebody who committed something that is a taboo in the society, in the community, may be forced into becoming an Ohu.
How?
Your status as Nwadiala will be stripped of you. You'll be stripped of Nwadiala. You'll be pushed into that forest, into that shrine. You will go there and your status will begin to read Ohu status because you have committed an abomination. Now, if you don't want that, you can say, excommunicate me from the community, banish me from the community. Then you can, but yet people will know that you are banished from your community. And wherever you go, you are not going there as Nwadiala. Because once you go to other people's villages in those days, you are no longer Nwadiala of that village. You can only be Nwadiala of your own village. Okay. So when you go there, you are Mbiarambia.
Oh, that's what you are
Mbiarambia. That is strangers. You are Mbiarambia. And our people say Mbiarambia na he Nwala. If you're a stranger, you don't own a land where you are not from.
What if you buy that land?
Fine, you can buy the land, but yet you are in Mbiarambia. And as an Mbiarambia, there are certain titles you cannot hold. Are you getting me? There are certain titles you cannot hold. You cannot become an Eze, an Igwe, a king in that community. You cannot become an Ozo. You cannot become an Nze. You cannot become an Ezeji and other traditional titles because people know where you are coming from. Like in many of our communities in Igbo land, we have Mbiarambia. We have people that migrated due to war. They migrated from their original place, original community, original village to another communities or villages in those days. And when you go to some villages today, you will see people that are called Mbiarambia, but you may not understand because they have mixed up over the years. They have mixed up. Unless somebody told you or tells you that this person is Mbiarambia, you will not, but you will know when it is time for marriage. Once it is time for marriage, you will hear stories.
Exactly.
Even you that is being married, you don't even know your status until when it comes that somebody want to marry you, you will begin to hear stories of your family.
Let's dwell on that marriage part because that is where the problem usually, like you said, maybe it's not a problem, but that's where the status literally just unveils. You start hearing things that you never heard before.
Exactly.
And you see two people who really like themselves, who are really ready to get married and settle down. All of a sudden, there's this discrimination that you cannot get married to this young lady because you're an Osu. And these parents take it really, really dear to heart. Now, my question is, we have grown. We have evolved. Why do we still have the Osu system still being practiced in most of our villages?
The problem is in our psyche, our mentality. I would say that the Igbos over the years were dogmatized into thinking that Osu, once they say that this person is Osu, run away from him or her. But the same Osu is the same person you sleep with when you were dating. The same Osu, you go to his house, go to her house, eat his food, eat her food. The same Osu gives you money, you collect. The same Osu sells food in the market, you eat the food prepared by Osu. If the Osu is a mama put seller, you go there and you sit down, the mama put Osu will give you food, you will eat. You will go to a shopping mall, it's an Osu that owns it. You go and buy something from an Osu's shopping mall. But when it comes to marriage, you will now remember that this is an Osu man or this Osu woman, you are not supposed to have anything to do with him or her. When you look at the logic, you find out that it is an outdated kind of practice. 1956, the Eastern Assembly, Nigeria Eastern Law of 1956 abolished Osu since 1956, before Nigerians' independence. It was abolished. And, but why is it still on?
Exactly.
Why are some people still holding on to Osu Caste system? Because it has eaten deep into the fabrics of most Igbo men, not women now, most Igbo men. And our traditional rulers, most of them has failed us. Most of them have not risen up to the occasion to condemn this constant discrimination between people of the same community. This person is Osu, this person is Nwadiala. Even some traditional rulers will not allow their own son to marry an Osu lady or their own daughter to marry an Osu young man because they believe that once they marry, they will die. Or once they marry, they will give birth to Ume. You know,
What's Ume?
Ume is when you marry somebody and you people give birth. The offspring is called Ume.
Oh, okay.
You know, and when you look at such things, you find out that this particular practice cannot be easily expunged in the bloodline of some Igbo people because of the archaic thought, you know, that Osu is Osu. Once Osu is always an Osu. Whether the Osu is a Reverend Father or Osu is a bishop, once an Osu is an Osu. You know, people have tried in many ways to condemn this Osu, to make sure that this Osu Caste system is no longer existing in Igbo land.
Yeah.
Even the former Archbishop of Owerri Archdiocese, AJV Obinna, abolished Osu in the entire Owerri Archdiocese. You know, he held a very serious campaign against Osu Caste system, and it was abolished, you know, Owerri Archdiocese. You know, in the Catholic Church, under him, anywhere, you cannot say that this person is Osu, therefore you cannot wed him or you cannot wed her. Two of you must wed. And some traditional rulers also followed suit by abolishing Osu caste system in their various domains. You know, some traditional rulers abolished it. But the problem is not with the traditional ruler. The problem is from the followers.
Exactly.
The people themselves. They will tell you, this traditional ruler that have abolished Osu, let him bring his son, so that his son will go and marry an Osu lady. Or let him bring his daughter, so that her daughter will go and marry an Osu. And even some reverend fathers that will come to the pulpit and say, Osu Caste system is bad, stop it, this and that. They will go at the back and tell and warn their brother or their sister. See, that person you want to marry, I heard that he or she is an Osu. Don't even enter that family. We have seen Osu marry Diala and nothing has happened. We have seen Osu marry Diala and they have raised families.
Exactly.
We have seen an Osu governor. We have seen an Osu priest. We have seen an Osu bishop doing very well, leading the people very well, and nothing has happened. The only thing I know that will never happen, even if we abolish Osu caste system or caste system completely in Igbo land, is an Osu man can never become Igwe, can never become Eze, can never have that title of Nzemobozo. That is what I know that can never happen.
Why do you think so?
Because that particular institution, Igbo people are still holding it to be the only sacred institution that nothing that has ever been considered unclean will tamper with. These institutions, Igweship institution, traditional stool, also Nze, Ichie, all these traditional title, this thing in Igbo land. That is where I will tell you that no Osu will ever be given that title. Even if at the end of the day, the Osu caste system is finally expunged. Do you know why? One, our people still believe in the sacredness of Nwadiala. Our people still believe that the Nwadiala is a privilege. You know, is something they hold dearly to. Something that nothing like Osu will come close to. Not that they cannot deal with Osu or marry an Osu. They can even be sleeping with an Osu person. But they believe that when it comes to this particular traditional institution, no, you cannot allow an Osu to get close. Why? They believe that an Osu that has been dedicated to the gods should remain dedicated to the gods. They believe that there is what do you call it? Division of labor. Division of labor. So once you allow an Osu to enjoy the privileges of Nwadiala, then who takes care of the gods? I don't know if you understand me. So once you allow an Osu to become Igwe, then an Osu can wake up one day and say, since I am Igwe, and I was once an Osu, and now I am Igwe, the gods can sleep. If they want to sleep, if they don't want to sleep, let them keep getting awake. In fact, the gods, that bush you people are, If you like, go away from the bush. If you like, stay in the bush. Nobody's taking care of you again. Are you getting what I'm saying? So I am trying to give you a kind of a literal understanding of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So if the Osu Caste system is finally expunged, there are institutions that will not be touched. Now, finally, when we talk of advocacy, are we doing enough?
Yeah, that's my next question.
Are we even doing enough? We are not doing enough. We are not doing enough. We that are in the media, we've tried in many, many ways.
Yeah.
But it is not by speaking big grammar.
Exactly.
There are certain things that should be done by the communities. Our Igbo origin started from Aguleri. You know, we were told that it was Aguleri. That is where the origin of Igbo started. And from Uri. And we believe that if we must have to expunge this Osu, the Ezenri or Igwe must come into it. The Igwe that is holding the Ofondigbo must come into it. You know, because he's the only one that is chosen by the gods to speak on this matter. Probably to say no more Osu, or there is Osu, but let us reduce the maybe the intensity of the Osu. So it must be from Ezenri or Igwenri to speak, to call on all the traditional rulers in Igbo land, gather all of them. Every traditional ruler must be present. And if there are sacrifices to be done, they will do it together. If there is anything to say, to neutralize whatever it is that they have done with this social thing, it is the only person that can do it is the Igwe of Uri. He is the only person. You as your Eze or as Igwe in your community, you can do it in your own domain. But if you want to expunge it totally in Igbo land, the Igwe of Uri must be involved. The religious leaders must be involved. Now, the religious leaders might say, we can stop anything about Osu Caste system. Osu Caste system is not a Christian something. So you cannot use Bible to stop it.
True.
Are you getting me?
True.
You cannot say, let us arrange vigil so that we pray and fast and pray and fast and pray and declare 40 days and 40 nights so that you will expunge Osu Caste system. Osu Caste does not concern you as a bishop. It does not concern you as a reverend father. Even as a daddy GO, it does not concern you. It concerns the traditional leaders. Because Osu is a traditional thing. It's not a Christian thing. So if we must expunge it, we must continue talking to our traditional rulers to expunge it.
All right. Okay. So this was very in-depth and it was very, very deep as much as I wanted it to be. I was able to get some historical background to the Osu system. However, I know you've touched on what we need to do in terms of advocacy and, what the Igbo community has to do together just to at least maybe not even expunge it totally, which I think should happen, but even to bring down the volume so that people are not missing out on, life partners just because of this discriminatory act. Let me have you give us a final word on what individuals, I know we've talked about what the Igwe can do, but we as individuals, Igbo community, what can the people of Igbo land do? Because it's one thing for you to say, okay, let's put this system here and make sure that it is being highlighted as much as possible. It's another thing for you to say, we are tired of breaking apart. Because one thing about brotherhood and coming together and communal love is that this person doesn't have to be a slave just so that this person can be a prince and all of that. So how do we come together and, speak to these people that should do something?
It has to come from us, individuals, from our families. If we really want this Osu to die a quiet death, and probably there is not much relevance given to it. As a father, as a mother, we should stop. There is one thing they do when somebody wants to marry. They say, Ga jua juju. Ga jua juju. Go and ask question. So whenever you hear Ga jua juju, it's not Ga jua juju whether that person is rich or poor. It's not whether ga ajụ ajụjụ whether the family is mad or running. It's ga ajụ ajụjụ ma onye ọ bụ osu ma ọ dị ala. These are the problems we are having. So this ga ajụ ajụjụ should stop. If your son comes to home and tells you, Father, there is one lady from Ebagwane that I want to marry. This lady from Nkanu East that I want to marry. From Ugo. From Umunoha. From Ebema. I want to marry this young lady. I say, Father, what do you do? First of all, do you know her very well? Yes. Where is she from? Fine. Okay. Can you bring the girl? The girl will come home. The father will ask her questions. The mother will ask her questions. And then, do you people love yourselves to the extent of marriage? You say, yes, so we love ourselves, so fine. Then, maybe we'll come to your father's house so that we'll take the list and then know other things to do. Are you getting me? That's it. But when you begin to ask, give us 1 week, give us 2 weeks, they should stop ajuju. That is where the problem comes from. Once you begin to draw because somebody must tell you something.
Exactly.
Whether truth or false. Somebody may forge something on the way. I have seen somebody that has come to draw juju, now let's say, on the way, somebody, the enemy of the family, waits the man on the way and say, these people, which is a lie. And that guy destroyed that marriage. So ajuju and aju doesn't make sense because you may be asking the enemy of the person you want to marry. You don't know the person. You are just ajuju kena aju. You can just stop at a bus stop leading to the family and say, please, this family, this one, they will give you false information. So we should stop ajuju and aju. If two of them love themselves to the extent of marriage, what are you waiting for? Why are you Joala Ajuju? Allow them to marry now. Amazing. Allow them to marry. If at the end of the day, the marriage didn't work, it's not your fault. They told you they love each other. And at the end of the day, the marriage broke up. Is it your fault? It is not your fault. Not tomorrow now. You see, my son, you will not marry that lady or Osu. Then your son will now be saying, which one is Osu? I love her I love her, and I want to marry her. Now, if you say I want to marry her, and you as a father, your son says I must marry. Okay, you say you want to marry Osu. Okay, no problem. But now you will say, my family, we don't marry Osu. You cannot bring such a rubbish into my family. This is an abomination. How can people be laughing at us that we married Osu into our family? Are you stupid? Are you okay? If you do it, I will disown you. And if the guy is stubborn, he will say, Papa, disown me. And two of them will go and marry. They will stay away from the two families. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So this age of 18 should stop.
That's it. This is where we draw the curtain. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have taken one or two things. Ajukola Ajuju. Stop it.
Allow them to marry.
Allow them to marry. Thank you so much, Nsonkwa.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on our social media platforms. Have a wonderful, fantastic, awesome day or weekend, whichever time you watch this. Bye.